So, hello guys, this is our sphere that we will turn into something good, hopefully. And this something good should be a female head. But we'll see. So I've come up with a skull from internet, of course, so you can see better the shape of the head. Because this is one of the most common mistakes, is to mistake the shape of the head. Most people make it very short in the back, and they don't, it cannot contain the brain of the girl. And yeah, there are brainless girls, I know, but still it's good to have it here, because it looks nice. So now first what I'll do is I'll make the chin area here, and with this the face will be a little bit more prolonged. Then I will squash it from the sides and squash it a little bit more here. And I will try to make this kind of a triangular shape in the front. As you can see, this is the forehead here, and here a little bit of triangular shape for the face. And then of course this chin area is a little bit too big, so with the move brush I will just make it smaller, but not too small as it is now. We will see how it will be. I will smooth and continue onwards. The second thing I want to do is to make the neck. The neck is pretty important, because otherwise we will make we'll make a helmet, and now we will make a helmet with a neck, which is better than just a helmet, of course. So yeah, basically I'm trying to make a helmet here with the form of this kind of a skull. So if you can see, these parts, the teeth and the nose are a little bit in front of the forehead, so I will push the forehead back a little bit so we can have that, and then I will try to make this kind of arch here. Make the face a little bit smaller, make it a little bit, this because we want to have kind of this shape here. So a little bit smaller, but not so small, because this the thing is that the narrowness of the head we can always change in when we start doing it, so it's not exactly a problem. Yeah, I've pressed the Windows key. It always happens when I try to press the Alt key sometimes. It always, sometimes, very important. Next thing we want to do is find the middle, the middle will be almost here, probably. And then the jaw will start from the middle of the skull area, which is the back skull area here. The jaw is starting from here, which is the middle of this. So we can see that here in our, and the ear will be around this area here, the ear. So I will make it here, in our case. So why I choose to place a skull here, but not a picture of a beautiful woman or something? Because what we'll do here is basics. We will not refine our model too much. It will be just a basic tutorial about the anatomy of the face. And yeah, most people need that, because I see a lot of mistakes are done, and I will try to refer to most of those mistakes, but we'll see. So yeah, ears. Now the ears are very big, and I will make them a little bit smaller, because I always make them bigger than they have to be. And then I make them smaller. It's not a big deal, but every time I do that, so I don't know why. The thing is that to prepare for this tutorial, it was 2 months for me. 2 months doing just heads from sphere, female heads of course, and yeah, so it was a lot of time. Now, and every time the ears I made them bigger, but we'll fix that, it's not a problem. Next thing we want to do is to establish a little bit of a chin, and you can see the chin is going a little bit up, but it has some soft tissue there, so it's more inwards most of the time, like this. then it started to look pretty awesome. No. We will try to make it a little bit thinner, the chin, because otherwise it will look like a male. You can see the male skull, how is the chin from the front, and the female is a little bit thinner, gentler and stuff. And the male has bigger overall jaw area. So yeah. And you can see the difference here. And the male also, what you cannot see here, the male has a thicker neck most of the time. So the neck of the female will be very much thinner. So let's make it. And sometimes men with gentle face features, let's put the perspective on, and thin necks can be very feminine, if we can say so. So if you can see here at the side of the skull, you can see this plane, how it's going down, and then the cheekbone protrudes. Let's see how it's in the male. The male, not so much, but in the female, the cheekbone protrudes, and also there are some fat pads. So we have to do that. So I will push this inward a little bit more. And yeah, like this. And then I will just put some fat pads here in this area. But a little bit later on we will do this more properly. From the front view, if you have perspective, most of the time you cannot see the beginning of the ears, because the most protruding part of the cheekbone here is around this area here. So the ear will be behind that most of the time. This is a good tip, I think. So the eyes, I will move a little bit this part here. Let's make them, but this I made them now is probably it's good, yeah. They're not too much far up or down, they're cool. I will smooth, and then I will make them a little bit more downward. Now I will make them, as you can see, almost as the skull, because it will be easier for me then to add than to subtract geometry, or kind of a whatever geometry, yeah. So now I'm making those things here. They are not so much visible in the women, but they still are a little bit visible, so we have to do that. And also here we have this kind of thing a little bit visible, and then we will have something like two spherical objects around this area here. They are not horns, although yeah, they could be horns. I'm not sure. They could be horns, yeah. But they are very, very much not super visible, if I can say so, yeah. So now, this is the nose area, and I will push everything down around it, and then smooth around it, without smoothing the nose itself. And then, you can see this going like this. We will make a nose around here. Then, of course, the nose, a very common mistake is to make the nose protruding from the end of the face like this, which is not exactly good. So we have to make it go back a lot. And then smooth here, because we don't want this type of things. From the side view, I will move a little bit the eye socket. And the eye socket is one of the things that are very much protruding in the head from the skull. If you can touch yourself here, around the eyebrow, here and the sides, and in the bottom here, you will notice the bottom of the eye socket. You will notice the sides, you will notice everything. There are not too much tissue there. So it has to be very well established. We have to have it, not like this, but like this. And if it's there, everything will be okay. So I will go down a little bit with this, because females have a tendency to have a little bit bigger forehead than the male, which is pretty normal, and it's cool. I think so. I think it's cool. Okay, so what we'll do now, I will do a little bit of this, but not too much, because too much will make her look like some other race, like, for example, Asians have pretty big skulls. Not skulls, but this cheekbones or cheek fat. A lot of cheek something they have. You will notice that I'm not dynameshing, I'm just using these polygons that I have now, and this will be until I completely use it and I'm completely sure that everything is okay. I just need to get everything from one subdivision until I get to the next, and this is one of the most important things. Many people, the main mistake they make is they make a ball which is a few million polygons or 500,000 polygons even, and they try to make a head from it. It's not gonna work. It's most of the time it's not gonna work. Unless you're a very good sculptor, which most of us are not. So it's not gonna work. Even for me, it's not working. So I always start from very low polygon, like now it's 8,000 triangles, and I will get my way up to whatever. Maybe around 500,000, we'll see. Maybe less. So now I'm trying to figure out where the cheeks will be, then the mouth here. And the mouth is pretty much, there are a lot of mistakes concerning the mouth, but we will just do a dynamesh of 55 and dynamesh it. 55 is not, this is not 55, so I want 55. I don't want 128 because, you know, I like to go step by step. Go with this topology, then next topology, and then next one, and stuff like this. So the nose rarely will be very sharp like it was, so I will do it like this, and then just fix this, because I always look at my head from a different angles. From here, how it looks. From here. Maybe from here we need to have a little bit more of this brow area. A little bit like this. And this is by feeling a little bit. I'm just feeling it. Or just try to feel it. Who knows? Next thing that everybody is very much mistaken is to make the nose too thin like this. No, don't do this. You are very much better if you do this. The nostrils to start, and then they just lost themselves above. It will be much better than to try to squeeze them in the top part. In the top area, don't squeeze them. Just make them very gently, and here in the bottom you can push a little bit more. And the holes for the nose also. But very, very important, don't make this kind of thing. It's not gonna work. It will be awful and you will suffer from loss of self-esteem when the head is not working. So let's see from now. It's looking pretty good. One thing I notice now is that probably the nose is a little bit too short, but we'll see. We'll see. We can very easily, especially in this poly count, now we have like 11,000 triangles, polygons, which is pretty much nothing. In this poly count we can always do whatever, and that's why we are doing most of our, most of our work in this poly count. And yes, so the nose maybe a little bit too short. We'll see when we make the mouth. But the ears, they are a little bit too much upwards, And you will notice some people make the ears here. No, the ears start from this hole here. This is the ear hole. This is the hole, and they are from this hole backwards. So they are from the center backwards. So from the end of the ear to the end of the skull, there is not much space. So you have to consider this. And let's try to make the ear a little bit more pleasant to watch. But in this resolution, it's not much we can do, other than just play with it a little bit. And for these parts like ears, like nose, you are better off with going with references and stuff, because you cannot imagine them. I mean, yeah, you always see them in the metro, in the bus, in work. You always see people's faces, but you rarely just, you see them, but you watch them, but you don't see them. That's the point. When you start to model or draw a female face, and you will notice what your weaknesses are, and you will just go ahead and see. You will watch for the things that you lack, you know. For example, how the ear is looking from the back. Nobody knows. Except me, I know. Because I've seen people in the tram. I sit behind them and I watch their ears. Yeah, I know, it's something like I'm kind of a freak. But I have learned how the ear looks from behind. So I think it's a small price to pay to be a freak. To be a freak is a small price to pay for this. Okay, so let's try to make the mouth. So first thing you want to make for the mouth is the angles of the mouth, the corners, which will be around this area here, and then we'll go down. So I will push this and then go to the middle. And the thing is that we have made the mouth to be not in the center. The opening of the mouth has not to be in the center of this distance between the nose and the chin. It has to be a little bit more upwards, and the center should be around this area here, almost. But in the women, probably it should be a little bit lower, the center. So now you can see the bottom lip look very, very odd. So I will push the sides of it, but not that much the center of it. So the sides I've pushed, and now it looks like this. I can push a little bit the sides of the mouth also. Then with the move brush, I can try to do this. And then let's make a upper lip, because we don't have one. And we will be pretty much in a good shape. If you don't have upper lip for your female character, it won't be good. I promise you. It just won't be. So now I see some things that are bothering me. For example, let's make the eyes a little bit more upwards, and then probably the nose should be like, okay, it's kind of okay, but the beard could be, the chin could be a little bit more downish, and then we can make this happen. The chin should be gentle, but not too much, not like this, for example, although this could work, but I don't want to make it exactly like this. Also from side view, not from side view, but 3/4, I like to have more meat in this area, just like this, and it's starting to look not super bad. Yeah. So the mouth is very important, because some people are just drawing the mouth, like for example, like this. Oops. They're making upper lip, the bottom lip, and this is mouth, and they're making the middle. No. You have a lot of things going on around the mouth area. So, and also the mouth is not in the forehead, but that's other business. I don't think somebody is mistaking that, except for me. Yeah, I obviously made a mistake and make the mouth on the forehead, but this was the only area that I think the mouth could be there. Yeah. I'm joking, of course I'm joking. It's completely normal. So saving project file, very cool, thank you. Yeah, Zbrush is a good guy. He is saving always and then losing the save and stuff like this. Very nice, very cool. So ears, yeah, you have to do them. They are a little bit of pain because you see, you say, oh, ears, why should I do them? For example, in the female character, most of the time they are behind the hairline, yeah, not the hairline, but the hair. They are behind the hair. But I think it's better for you, especially for the naked head, like I'm doing it, bald head, because I'm doing a girl with no hair. She was a rebel, and she just she removed her hair. Yeah, I know. She's a very brave one. Like she needed a corner back in the days. She did that, and she was like, we were like, what? A woman with no hair? Who will know that this is possible? But this is possible. So the ear, it's almost perfect because it started from the bottom of the nose and it ends like in the eye area. So the ears are pretty good as the size. Also the nose maybe is a little bit bigger than we wanted, but it's not exactly a problem, at least for now. We'll see later. I would like it to be a little bit more broad, the nose, because I like this type of girls with a little bit broader nose. But it's up to you. You have to look for references and stuff, and you'll have this, you'll have this kind of thing. And I'm doing everything about our model on this stage because after we go up to a subdivision, after we go up with the polygons, we will have a very good representation, very good forms, and that's it. Yeah, we will be pretty much set for life. So I'll make this kind of thing. So the fat pads are starting from this area, but for the young females, yeah, it's very smooth. It's very smooth transition, but you have to have it. You may make it, and then you may smooth it, but it should be a little bit, you know, a little bit there. Also, we have this muscle here around the mouth. It's very difficult to make it in this resolution. And we can make it and then smooth it out a little bit, and we will be in a good shape. So let's make the head a little bit like narrower, and then we are ready, I think, to go to the next level, which will be resolution of 144. Let's try that. And yeah, you can see whatever we made, it's there, but it's a little bit more resolution now, so we can smooth it and just continue to do whatever we want. Very cool. And you can see it's starting to look pretty nice. Because, why? Because we took our time and spent around 20 minutes just in the phase of making the shape of it. So you have to just take your time, especially in the beginning, because if you don't have a good base, then your model will not be exactly the best. So for the ear, you can see what it is. It's kind of a snail form. It goes from here, it's in the inside, this part is inside, and then it's going outside through here, and then goes through here, and then disappears in this area. It just stops. And this is most of the time is inside. And then we have this part here, which is like this. It's two parts in the beginning. If we consider the beginning here, we can smooth here, and then it goes like this, and then like that, with this thing of the ear. I don't know how it's called. I don't know most of the things how they're called, even in my own language. I know ear, I know eye socket, but some things I just don't know. For example, parts of the ear. Which are the parts of the ear? How much, you know, I don't know. But I don't really want to know, because I know how to make it, and it's fine. So now, let's go. I always, in this stage, I very much like to go with a damn standard brush, which is a thin brush, and just make this. And then I will make the bottom lip a little bit thicker, a little bit more sensitive, which is nice. And then we will make the bottom lip. You will notice that I am going like this for the bottom lip, but it's not very right. The sides of the bottom lip should not be very much sharp. They should be very soft, and the sharp part should be around this area here. In the bottom, above the chin. In the middle, I mean, not in the bottom, but in the bottom also. In the bottom of the lower lip. Then we will make this kind of thing. Inside, smooth this. Because sharp things are not good. From the side view, I want to make it a little bit more protruding, not so flat. It was a little bit flat, which could be, but a little bit more protruding is a little bit better. Then I see here that we have very big cheek in this area. I will a little bit smooth it, make it go up, make it go make it go back. What is what I mean. And then let's try to make the nose. I will smooth it, and then in the bottom part here I will protrude it a little bit. Then I will push here and make this kind of thing. So from the bottom you will notice that this is going on, this thing. But I don't know how to explain it in English, so it's just this is going on. It's cool. So yeah, sometimes my English just betrays me. And yeah, just notice this. And the nose itself, it's sometimes it's like this, a little bit. Then we will make the hole, which will be around here. Don't make it go and touch the back here. There always is something like this going on there. Just go and just rotate here. Then let's make the back part of the nose a little bit, and then go some kind of a straight line, which can go a little bit upwards even, and then it could go down like this. And it's almost always like this. So don't worry to do it. Then we can make the nose a little bit more, how do I say it, more visible, this front part of the nose. You can see here there is the bone, and the bone ends around this area here. So there is always, or almost always, a little bit fattening there, and then after that it can go a little bit like this, the nose. And this is this has to be made very, very, very easy on the female. We don't want to do it too much. We just don't want. Believe me, you don't want to do it too much, because everything, if you do it too much on the female character, it will look ugly and it will look more manly, which we don't exactly want. Especially here, you don't want to do exactly this. It will be too much. You want very soft and easy transitions. So I'm smoothing, and yeah. So the mouth is going okay. Maybe we should go and just fill those areas here, because it was a little bit too much inside, because there is a kind of a muscle there, which we have to have. Then in the top part of the upper lip, we can make this kind of groove, and then smooth it only in the top part, and then the bottom will stay like yeah, the upper lip is just a little bit protruding every time, and there's a light coming out and it's hitting there. The bottom lip I see is very much small, so I will increase it a little bit on the sides, but we have to be careful not to overdo it. because it's most of the time it's a little bit smaller or a little bit narrower than the upper lip. The upper lip is going a little bit more on the side, and the bottom lip is starting not from here, it's starting from here or something like this. So yes, I think it started to look pretty nice. Sometimes it just happens, sometimes it doesn't. Even for me, sometimes if I try to do it very fast, it just don't work. So now we can see that she's a little bit, the bottom lip is protruding a little bit more. So what I'll do is mask here and then move the bottom lip and the chin a little bit backward, a little bit. So it will look like this. Let's see. And smooth it out. Cool. Now, let's do this, then this, and then this. So now I will smooth this, and you will notice, but not here. This part should be going from here to not the side of the mouth. Very important. Not do this. Don't do this. This is amazingly wrong. Do just this and go to the sides just a little bit. You have one muscle here, you know, and then smooth this, and she looks like an old lady now, so smooth it very much, but just we have to have it a little bit there, and it will be good for us to have it. We can always make a little bit like this, and yeah, the skulls, not the skulls, but the cheeks, they are going from upward here in the top part of the ear a little bit, and then go down almost to the mouth, but not exactly, because we have this thing here. And then in the young females, this is very much invisible, and it's like this. And the mouth is very small, so I'll make it a little bit bigger. Let's try that, to make it a little bit bigger. Now it's a little bit better. And we have some issues, but we'll see. So the chin should be more full, like I did it now. And we can make some flat area in this case, here. Then make some a little bit here. And I want to make the nose a little bit fatter in this area. A little bit bigger, and then smooth it. And we'll see how this will happen. Let's make the nose a little bit smaller here from the bottom part. And I think it's going okay. But we'll see. So, let's try and make the eyes. So the eyes, they are very interesting. But let me just fix this a little bit. So here it should not be sharp. It should be smoothed out and something like this. Yes. So let's do the eyes. So to do eyes, you should know some things. First, eyes in front, when we look at the head in front, from the front, eyes are like this. Between them, there is a one eye or a distance between the eyes, and then the eyes go like this, and then from here to the side of the head there is also one eye distance most of the time. So we can do them from here to around here probably, and we will be fine. So this will be our eyes. We have to make, of course, the eyeballs, but the eyeballs have a little bit of a secret. I will tell you what it is. They are smaller than the eyes itself. Yeah, because the eyes has this kind of things that are making the tears here. They're not making the tears probably, but in this area. And yeah, the eyeball is smaller than the eye itself. So I will smooth it because it came out pretty wrong. And now we will do it again. So again, from here, let's do them here, and then from this to here, and then the bottom for here. Below the bottom eyelid, there is always a thing that is going inside, and this will be the top eyelid, and above it always is this thing. And then we will push this inside, and we will finish it. We'll make this kind of fat pads in this area, which are cool. Yeah, and they she's a little bit sad, but that's why she's sad, is because this part of the eye is a little bit higher or in the same level as this part. So we'll just move up this part a little bit, and she will not be that sad anymore. But she's still sad. So we'll make eyebrows. A little bit of eyebrows. Smooth them, and now append a sphere. And this will be very easy. Append a sphere, make it smaller. And let's see how much smaller it should be. It should be smaller than this, even like this. Probably even like this. It's 2.5 centimeters maybe, the eyeball. Even smaller than this, maybe. This size will be nice. So let's compare it to the nose. It's a little bit smaller than the nose, probably. Yeah. So let's divide it 2 times and make a mask inside. The mask will be this big, around this size, because you can see, I will show you why. So if we go through the center of this sphere to the end of the sphere, like this, you can see center, this part is equal to this part. So the radius of this inside part of the eye, the iris, is like the same distance as from here to here from front view. So I think if you understand that, it's cool. I will reverse the mask, and then make some kind of bluish fillet, bluish color. So we want blue eyes, and then I will go with a little bit of a lighter tint of blue greenish, and just go like this. But RGB is too low, so I'll go like this. Just not too much paying attention, just make some kind of lines which are going to the center and to the back, and that's it. So this is it. Then I will go with a darker bluish color and make the same thing again, trying to follow the same lines a little bit. And then I will go with a lighter, let me wait a little bit for the save project, with a lighter color, and just to the bottom part here, do this. And I forgot something, but I will do it now. So the eye itself inside is concave, but the lens itself above it is convex. So we have to do that. So first I will go with my inflate brush and just inflate it a bit. And I should have done this before, but I will go to my smooth brush and disable RGB and just smooth this, but I won't smooth the coloring. And now we have our eye almost done. I will go to my brush with only RGB selected and make black and just make this. That's pretty awesome, right? And then I will go with a little bit brighter color and just make a few thin, very thin lines here and there, just for fun. And that will be it. Now the main part is to go to your materials, find the toy plastic material and fill this eye with this material. Fill it. with this material. So material, not RGB. And now we have the eye. Let's go to a normal material, which is the basic. Make it a little bit lighter and put the eye where we want it to be, around this area here, and put it in. So I think for 6 minutes it's a good eye. Let's just put it here. We'll have to put it a little bit inside. But okay, let's make them two. Mirror it. And she looks a little bit out of this world, but let me try and fix this. Just move this, make it more like an eye. The bottom eyelid should be a little bit more protruding. And we will just adjust our eye according to this eyeball. And it will start to look a little bit, if not a lot better. We don't have a lot of wiggle room here with our polygons, because they are a lot less than we need for the eye, but we are doing everything that we can, everything in our powers just to do this. And suddenly the eyes are here. They're maybe a little bit too strange. I will push them. Yeah, they're maybe a little bit, have to be a little bit upwards. And the eye itself should go a little bit like this. Then I will try to increase my nose. I think it's a little bit too short, like I thought in the beginning. So I will just go like this, a little bit, not too much. And now I think it's a little bit better. Yes. So the eyes now are looking pretty bad, because we have to go to the eyes, go to our alpha brush, and the RGB intensity to 6, then go to some kind of a dark color like black, and then draw on the eyes with symmetry on. Just make the upper part some kind of a shadow on the upper part, and also on the sides and a little bit on the bottom, but below the iris it will be fine. And now let's see. Now it looks a little bit better, but still the eye itself, the eyelids, they don't look good. But that's about how to make the eye ball. And yeah, we'll smooth it. And then in the next resolution that we made, we will make it work, most likely. Or not, but we'll see. Now it looks relatively okay. And when we make something like eyelids and eyebrows a little bit, it could be much better. We have to get rid of those things here. And just do this. Yeah, we need to work a little bit more on the form, but basically that's it for the eyeballs especially. And we continue with our model, of course, here. So let's make a little bit of indent here behind the eye socket. There is a big indent in the skull, but it's filled most of the time with some kind of a muscle and meat and everything. So we won't make it too much. We have to make it a little bit. Let's see. Okay, the skull doesn't look good from below, from above, because these parts that are protruding and they are most white are above the ears, not back of the ears. So now it's a little bit better, although we have to maybe decrease the size of our skull a little bit. It's a little bit bigger, and I will just decrease it a bit, but not too much, just a bit. Okay, so here the eye doesn't look very promising, but We will get to it and we will fix it eventually in the next phase, probably, because now we cannot do much. We don't have enough resolution, but although we will do this kind of stuff a little bit and then just fill it in also here, but it's mostly in this part of the eye, the outer part of the eye, not the inner one. Okay, let's see the ear. Maybe we can fix it a little bit, make it a little bit better looking. What I notice here is that we may need our mouth to go a little bit on the front, like this, just a little bit. Yeah, and let's make our girl a little bit happier, but by just making this a little bit, just a little bit. Don't do anything too extreme, and I will make the lip going inwards a little bit. Then I will make this and here and smooth it. Okay, now it's looking good. We have this, but it's not very visible. Like I said, nothing in a girl's face should be super visible. If you want to make her like a model or something, she should be like this. More smooth, but we have to have everything just smoother. Okay, this, I'll make this a little bit and smooth it. And the mouth is still a little bit smaller, so I will increase it by just selecting it and just enlarge it. This looks a little bit better, but I will make it a little bit go backwards and then smooth this. Let's see. So the chin or the jaw is a little bit too rectangular, not rectangular, but too much visible, although not visible, but too much angular here. But there are girls like this, so I'm not super worried about this. From this part, it's not exactly like this, so it's cool. Although like this, it could work also, not that much. And yeah, the girl that we have done for the Bulgarian tutorial maybe is a little bit prettier, but yeah, everybody will judge for themselves. I think I did here a little bit better explanation of the forms and the stuff you can have to do. We have a skull here. For the Bulgarian tutorial, we didn't have a skull. So I think this is maybe even like better tutorial, but it was not the better result. Although it's a pretty good result nonetheless. I like it. From this side, I don't want to see the side of the nose in here, in here. So I will just push it a little bit more down, like this. Okay. Let's push these parts a little bit more inwards again, also. And also this a little bit more, because there's a kind of a muscles here, but we have to be very careful with them, not to make them too much. And she will not look exactly perfect without eyelids and eyelashes, but we will make something about this in the end of this tutorial. Of course, it will be just a little fake, but nonetheless, we will do something. which has to be enough. We'll see. So the holes for the nose can go a little bit like inside, you know, they go like this direction. Okay, and we can make this flat here. When I'm not sure about some form, I make it more stylized, I make it more flat, and then it's most of the time it's going to be okay. So the nose could be a little bit narrower, but I'm not sure it. Yeah, let's try it. Yeah, this could be, because the nose starts from, if the corner of the eyes are here, the nose will be almost in their side, but now it's not exactly like this. We'll see. I'm just trying to make, okay, here from this point we have to make the skulls, the cheeks a little bit more protruding. Yeah, a little bit more. It will be more feminine. Like this. Yes, it's good. Then I will make kind of this line from here to here, a little bit more protruding also. Something like Maleficent, if you have watched the movie, she has this kind of a line in here, and every woman has it, but it's very, very much not visible. It's just a highlight a little bit there. So we can make it. Then we can increase the size of the eye in this direction, because like I said, the eyeball is small, but the eye itself is not that small. Also from this view, the eye is always, the upper lip is in front of the bottom lip. So we will go like this. Also, when we sculpt, especially, not for the people that draw, when we sculpt, we make the eyelids a little bit fatter, a little bit thicker than they are in real life, because then they will put a little bit more shadow and it will be a little bit better looking. Here I want to have this kind of a meat inside, and yeah, I will go to the next resolution. But first, you see this part of the skull here, we have to make it a little bit and then smooth it, and it will disappear from here on, and we will have this, and it looks just fine. So for the forehead, you have to have something there like this, smooth, and this kind of ridges, very smooth, just everything super smooth, but it is there and we know it. Also, we will flatten this area a little bit here, because it will look a little bit better, I think. Yeah, we'll have this very much visible, and the top of the head probably should be a little bit downish, not so big. And let's go up another subdivision level for 280 is nice. And I will smooth this, and just make a little bit adjustments. Very, very tiny detail, always smoothing afterwards. Do this. Inside, like I told you, we have this kind of thing here on the nose. And yes, this. Then we have a little bit of something dividing the nose, like this. We have to be careful with it. Very smooth. And like I said, make the nose very visible in the bottom part here, the nostrils, and then in the top they will have to disappear a little bit like this. Smooth them. And I don't know how this happened, and this is pretty much unfortunate that it's happened. Let's Control Z a few times, and we will see probably it was when we yeah, when we made the resolution change, this happened before because because it was a little bit closer to this one. So let's make again the resolution 280. Yeah, mistakes happen, but it's not exactly a big issue, I think. So now it's okay, and I will smooth it. And let's just make the lips. The nose, I show you how to do it a little bit. We can make this. The lips, this part could be like this. So it's like this, and then like this, and then something like this. It's not exactly like that, but yeah. Yeah, we can do whatever we want. It's very much very nice and joyful process modeling. So when you make something realistic, you can enlarge some parts, do some stuff, and it's very nice. We can even make her smile, which is, by the way, pretty difficult. It's not exactly super easy to make a 3D girl smile and to look not creepy. Most of the time it will look pretty creepy. So we have to know this. And let's try to make the eyes, because they look very odd. So the bottom of the eye like this. We will make it more flat, this part, a little bit. Okay, now it looks a little bit better, not too much. Then I will push this upper part a little bit inside like this, and like this. And probably my face is out of sync already. I have a camera issues with the external mic. The camera is not working exactly properly, and it's getting out of sync the longer the video is. So yeah, but we have to be careful about this, because when we see it from this point, it doesn't have to protrude that much. So I will make it go a little bit inwards, then just make it here. And it's too much. It's too much. We have to make it thin, but visible. Okay, saving project file. It's just losing our time, but still, yeah, it's a good thing. Make the upper eyelid a little bit above the bottom one. And then the eyes are starting to look bad, but we will try everything just to fix them, which will be impossible, but we will do it. Yeah, she's like very bored. Okay, I'm bored, but now, okay, I want her to be smiling a little bit. So in order to smile, we have to have this mid part here a little bit more visible, and she will be a little bit better smile. She will be smile. No, she won't be smile. Well, yeah. So let's make our face a little bit narrower, so she will look a little bit like older. Okay, and maybe the mouth, we can pull it up a little bit, just. Yes. Then the cheek, not the cheek, but the chin, we can make it a little bit thinner, a little bit more visible. So we'll have this kind of thing going on from here upwards. And then probably at the end, I've shown you most of the things, or even everything probably. This shouldn't be this deep, but it should be visible from the front, but not that deep. Hold on. Let's make this kind of thing and then smooth it a little bit, and we'll have this kind of forms forming, which are nice. Let's make the mouth a little bit bigger. She's a little bit smiling, not so much. And I'm not sure. Probably I will see a lot of problems later, but now I cannot see them because I just made the model, you know. So, but I think and I hope that everybody has get something from this video, get some interesting things from the video. Hopefully you now know how to make a female character. In Zbrush I will make just a mask here, just for a representation of a makeup and eyelids. Then I will make this thing shouldn't be so hard here. I will make a little bit of this. I forgot eyebrows. Sometimes I forget it. Eyebrows. The eyebrows should be around, ending around this area here, you know. Yeah. So the bottom eyelid, you continue it, and then they end there. So a little bit of shadow, a little bit of makeup, and she started to look pretty nice. She was a little bit strange looking, but now she's not the best, but still, yeah, a little bit of shadow below the nose, a little bit of darkening of the nose, and a little bit of makeup we can make here. And the neck, probably in this area, should be a little bit thinner. And yeah, basically we have this, which looks not bad at all. Maybe a little bit alienish, but I don't know why. Sometimes it's just like this. So I won't tell you what to do. Some people say subscribe or like or whatever. I don't say that. It's up to you. Whatever you want, do this. But I think this became maybe one of the better tutorials about the female head in internet videos, I mean, in YouTube especially, because I haven't seen almost anything about the female head there. Anything that is useful, at least. So yeah, let's remove this. Let's remove this, make this here, and also here, and that is our girl face. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. I'm out of sync, right? Yeah. Bye.